Well, with us right now is Joan Milliman of the Roberts Rules Study Club. Good to see you, Joan, as always.
Ken.
Nice
Hi.
to have you here
Nice
today.
to be here.
As our continuing topics continue, we are going to talk about postponing to a certain time and postponement, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of the theme. Am I right?
Right, that's it.
So tell us about postponing versus
referring.
referring or tabling or...
Well, we won't get into tabling right now, but
all right.
Okay, postponing. If you're in the middle of a debate and something more urgent comes up, for example, if you're talking about something that's not as consequential as something else, sometimes you want to just postpone it till a little later in the meeting.
Right.
So you can say, I move to postpone this motion until 3 p.m. or something like that.
Okay, and we've seen this happen.
Right.
Sometimes during a discussion, someone will say, you know what, we need some information from our lawyer or our staff person or something.
Some quick information. It's not going to change the motion necessarily, but in that case you might postpone it till the next meeting.
Right.
And it'll be taken up under unfinished business. You can't, when you're voting to postpone something, you can't change the motion, but you can say, okay, we're going to put it off for now.
Right. Yes, exactly. So as it says in the other slide, you can postpone it to a certain time later in the meeting, which I've seen many times, or to the next meeting.
To the next meeting, and you don't usually postpone it more than 3 months, or 3 times, because you're just postponing it.
Yeah.
You're not changing it.
Then the cycle has to go back again. So on the next one, it's a motion to commit or refer to committee. And again, we've seen this before.
Yes, this happens when the motion either needs to be changed and to make it clearer, or you need a lot more information, so it gets to be referred to a special committee, or it's referred to one of the standing committees, like, for example, fundraising would be a standing committee in some groups, so you might refer the motion to refer them to do the study, and then you have to tell them when you want them to bring it back.
Exactly.
That's a little different from the other one. Sometimes a whole new committee has to be formed in order to do more research. This is an ad hoc or, a special committee. And when you do that motion, you name the committee. You say who they are, who's going to chair it, what are they going to do, and when are they going to report back. So
how committee members are chosen. And again, we see this, usually this will come after the reorganization meeting, meaning you have the annual meeting.
Correct.
And then you vote in the president, vice president, and all. And then shortly after that, there'll be the committees. And we've also seen sometimes mid-year, a couple times a year, somebody resigns from the board. Somebody doesn't have the time to keep up with the committee.
Right.
So again, you do that again.
Yeah, in our case, the standing committees are always appointed by the president.
Right.
And then special committees come up as needed.
Or ad hoc committees.
When their job is done, they are done.
Right, like an ad hoc committee, right? And then types of boards.
That's an interesting one.
This is an interesting one, yeah.
Well, independent boards are boards like for a foundation or a university.
Okay.
And they're the ones that, do all the voting. There is no membership to vote them in.
Right.
They're kind of appointed. It's an honor to be on such a board.
Okay.
They're different. We are a subordinate board in that we are subordinate boards in that we are elected by a membership.
Right.
And we're responsible to that membership as board members. So although we act for them, everybody can have their input.
Exactly.
And that's a lot different from the independent boards. Then finally, an executive committee, we don't use this, but it's usually a board that doesn't meet every month, or a board that meets maybe once a year. And the executive committee, which is usually the officers,
right,
act for the board at that time. They do the business between the meetings.
Okay, very good. Now, procedure in boards, large and small.
The large boards, like Congress, for example, use this book. all the time. It's very formal, and the smaller the board, the less formal it becomes. We are right on the cusp. We have 11 member boards. And so most of the time we're fairly formal because of time constraints. If we don't follow, you know, the orders rather strictly, we sometimes get in the weeds, as they say.
Exactly.
But for the smaller boards, for example, you can vote by raising your hand. The chairman doesn't have to rise to restate the motion, and votes usually are taken by a show of hands. And the chairman, again, just doesn't have to stand at every, when he states the motion, he doesn't have to stand to do it. They do it from their seats. And in our new boardroom, it's going to be very exciting.
Yes. Now, validity of board actions.
For board actions to be valid, they have to be agreed to by a majority at a regular or properly called meeting of the board, which every board member has been notified.
Okay.
And they have to have a quorum present.
Let me ask you about that. We have seen sometimes over the past 2 or 3 years, where maybe there was only about 7 board members there for a variety of reasons, which I'm not going to go into, but they say, yes, we have a quorum here. Quickly explain, is that a number? Is it a percentage of the active board members at the time?
It's the majority of the board members in office.
Okay.
That's
so
it.
there have been times, as you know, where a board may only have 7 members on.
7
People
is
have
fine.
resigned, something happened.
It's still all right.
But it's all right because at that present time, that's
Correct.
what that board consists of. It does.
Right.
Okay. All right. It's
Right.
not a hard and fast 11 number.
No,
okay.
that's it. So.
Okay. So finally, where can candidates learn about Robert's rules?
Okay. They put the next slide up. I'll show you.
And of course, you have the on the Laguna Woods Village website. You can go to different pages.
You click on the. If you just go to the first page of LagunaWoodsVillage.com and look at the bottom, you'll see these symbols. And the third one from the left is YouTube.
Right.
Just click on that, and it'll take you to our YouTube site.
Right.
Then you go to playlists and click on that, and then you go to governance resources. And at that site, you can scroll down, and there are lots of different videos about Robert's rules.
In fact, I think you've shown a couple.
We have.
Yes, I remember
and
that.
Susan
yes.
Leahy is my champion. She's the most interesting.
Yeah.
So you won't be put off. She's got about 12 or 15 videos on that site.
Okay.
The one I'm most interested in is the one that talks about the 3 major questions.
Yes.
So the 3 motions that any board member has to know is the main motion.
Right.
I move the first amendment to that main motion and an amendment to the amendment.
Right.
And in each case, she describes how you have to proceed. And
Exactly,
that's what we
yes.
run into all the time.
Yes, you do. Now, if you'd like even more information, you can join the group or go to one of their meetings, and that is coming up on June 10th on Saturday, a week from this coming Saturday at 9 o'clock at the Tower. So more information, the number's on the screen to call Mike Straziuso, 949-830-8717.
We always have great discussions, so I hope that more people will come and enjoy.
All right, good to see you. Thank you
good to
very
see you.
much.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.